Hello, this is Bridget Rao, Divine Essentials. Alright, guys, I am tired. I had a fun night though. We went out, had some drinks, and all of that. And I'm doing it again Saturday night, so I'm trying to not do too much stuff. I did just send out some private readings after some long distance Moon key. So this isn't going to be a very long one, but there'll be an extended for you if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into the connection. So we're just going to dive in. I know people have had a lot of the sexual energies, so we'll see like what may be the overall energy right now. I got the Queen of Swords coming out with the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel some of the masculines may want to have a new beginning with you, may want something that's more valuable than what it was in the past, but there is an element with this Queen of Swords that they could feel like you don't want the same thing, or vice versa. It doesn't necessarily have to be masculine. It could be a feminine, that are feeling this way with their masculine, that they want to have a new beginning, but they could be afraid that the masculine's going to cut them out. I'm just reading the energy like this because the queen is a female and this guy, is over here looking like he's wanting something valuable. So just know that if I'm reading the cards, it's usually I'm reading the card. It's not like I'm just... And we all have masculine and feminine energies inside of us, so always take what resonates and leave the rest. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out, so I feel like this is those feminines that have been working on themselves. I did just see the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck before I shuffled, and here is the Empress on the bottom now. So again, there's this element of whoever this feminine is that's in this connection. She's probably done some work to release the past. We have the Serpent here. So the Serpent sheds their past like the Serpent sheds their skin, or this person would shed their past like the Serpent sheds their skin. Somebody that's been working on themselves. Finding more confidence. And in this card, you see this masculine energy on the floor, kind of like feels that this feminine may not really want to interact with them in the ways that they may have in the past. And here's the Page of Swords. So whatever they've observed of you, this could make them feel that way. The Page of Swords is somebody that, checks up on you on social media. And in this card, it's actually the masculine observing the feminine. A lot of times Page does represent a younger feminine energy, but in this specific deck, it looks like the masculine's the one doing the observation, and I feel like they're juggling whether or not you're still interested or if you've just turned your back entirely and focused on your own wishes somewhere else. So if you're connected through friends or family or whatever, somebody may have said something to them that makes them think that you've moved on or that you have a bunch of other options available to you, because we now have the Seven of Cups, which is seen as having multiple offers, options, but it's also about illusions. And then with the turtle down there, I feel like this is something that's slowing it up. So you as the feminine or masculine, whatever you're focusing on that's based out of illusions, like it's something you don't know 100% sure. If it's based out of fear and maybe you had a dream about something and you're over analyzing it, that type of stuff is going to slow shit down. So stop focusing on negative things. Stop focusing on stuff that you don't know 100% sure. Only focus on the things that you know for sure that are like bad for you. And then other than that, try to just not look at things at a face value. I feel like a lot of times people see things or they look at things and they look at it from that perspective of illusion or out of the negative place rather than the positive, and that really does slow things up. So, for the overall energy, I feel like this is shared. This isn't one over the other. I feel like both are maybe being disillusioned by whatever they're seeing, whatever they're dreaming about. You could have positive dreams with them, but then wake up and feel like, oh, that's never going to happen. And it's that thought in that moment that actually slows shit down. So you want to stop focusing on things like that. Stop juggling and wondering, like, is this person's back turned on me? If you're in a true twin flame soulmate connection, even if they have their back turned to you in the physical, it's like it's energetically, they're never going to fully turn away from you. They may move on with things in their life, but it doesn't mean that they are cutting off the soul connection. The soul connection will always be there, will always remain. And if you've been feeling your person, like if you feel like they've, felt this way, send them some love so that they know that you're not in this energy. But for a lot of the feminines, I do feel I've seen a lot of you in this energy. You're upset, you're angry, you don't want them to come back, you're just like closed off to it. And so for those of you in that energy, I think working on releasing the past is going to help you. I mean, obviously you don't want to let down this guard of yours if it's protecting you from more pain, like if they're just going to come in and do something hurtful or leave you back out in the colds. If they're going to come back in and play you, which, they come in all passionate and then they leave, you of course you want to stay in this strong energy so that you're not hurt again. But for those of you who've been sensing that there's this shift energetically where there's more warmth coming from your masculine or feminine, where you feel that they may now see that you've changed or are ready to give you that recognition that you deserve as somebody that has boundaries and deserves respect, then just kind of open up energetically so that they know that they're not on the outside just wishing, and that you're not having your back turned to them. But for those of you who do, I would just work on releasing the things that put you into that energy, but also keep those firm boundaries up. Because I'm also picking this up too, though, that some of the masculines just don't want to give up, okay? So the Knight of Wands can be somebody that's seen as a player, or it could be somebody that just has a lot of passion towards you, and even though they've been left out in the cold, like if you cut them out, they may not want to give up, okay? They could be stuck, they could be in this hangman energy, but while they're there, they're having an awakening and they're working on changing whatever behaviors they had that led them there to begin with. So overall, the energies are kind of like, a mix of, some of you are really just like, and others of you, they're just feeling that you're still in that energy. So maybe at one point you did cut them out, or at one point they cut you out, but if they cut you out, they may be afraid to come back around because they may think that you're going to be angry for what they did in the past. And for those that you did cut them out in the past, but you're no longer angry with them, I feel like they still aren't sure because they're not really sure where you're at, okay? So let's see what Divine Masculine is thinking about in regards to the feminine. I have the Five of Cups, followed by the Queen of Wands. So again, I feel like this masculine that I'm tuning into, they may feel like they've messed up their opportunities with this person, because the Five of Cups is like, we've knocked over all those cups, and, somebody who's focused on the past, like the spilt milk type of energy. But then over here, the Queen of Wands, it feels like even though they feel that way, they still have a lot of passion for you. They may they may actually be fantasizing about connecting with you in a sexual way. The Queen of Wands is somebody that, she's been through a lot in her life, but she's been able to rise up through that and take back that power in her life. She's also somebody very sexy and seductive. So I think that there's just this element of them being kind of turned on by you, but not so sure if they can come back in, if the opportunity to come back around is there. But then the next two cards are the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So there is also like this idea of thinking of wanting something positive to happen, like wanting the happy ending, wanting to have this person that's likely always been loyal to them to remain loyal to them. It's like they don't want this to end badly. So when they're thinking of you, they're very passionate for you, but it's not just passion, okay? If I saw like the Knight of Wands here, I'd be like, it may just be passion, but with two of these, this is about wholeness, oneness, completion. This is about having your happy ending between the connection where there's now balance established and we're moving out of the troubles of the past that lead us to union, Four of Wands. So I'm seeing 2 6s as well, which connects to unconditional love. It connects to past lives, and it connects to reconciling. So I feel like this person wants to balance things and wants to come back from the past, wants to be able to move out of the troubles that have been here into calmer waters. The Six of Swords is all about moving on from like the troubles. And then the Four of Wands is twin flame 11-11 union. So I am thinking that if you walked away or they walked away, there is an element here of wanting to restore balance, wanting to move away from these troubles so that you guys can unite. And it's like, and in this energy, it's like he's like, no, don't leave. So I feel like this is more for those of in the feminine energy who walked away. They may not want you to walk away, or they may feel like you're walking away. They don't want that. They want a balance. And if they did walk away, there is an element of them wanting to walk back in to restore balance. Okay, so you can take it either way, but I definitely feel that when they're thinking of you, they just want things to be left on a positive note. They don't want this negative aspect here anymore. They don't want the stuff that's been detrimental to continue on. They may even be thinking about saying something to you to restore this balance, like coming back into your life to just be like, I'm sorry, can we work on this? Can we, see where this goes? I don't want to leave this the way it is. It's like, let's just talk about this, I feel like this person just sees you as somebody that there is a lot of love and a lot of passion inside of them for you. So let's see what Divine Feminine thinks about the Divine Masculine. We have Justice. So I feel like this feminine may feel like her contract with this person has not really been served yet. It's like she's waiting for justice to be served. And then we do have the Queen of Cups. So ultimately, I think she still loves this person unconditionally. I don't think that even if you cut them out and things like that, you still love them. You just know that you have to have balance in your life too. And so you may have even felt like when you cut them out, or like whatever's going on right now, like in your own life, could be bringing justice into your contracts. Okay. So if they hurt you before, or they walked away from you before, maybe you've done something now and you feel like that was justice, but it feels like it's coming from a more unconditional loving place. It's like I feel like whatever you've done, you feel like it was for the good of the both of you. It wasn't just because you wanted to have like payback. It was just that you knew in order for things to balance out, you had to pull yourself back, or you had to work on yourself to heal whatever pain you went through from the connection. And then the Nine of Pentacles is like that single person. So I feel like you are in this single energy and you're kind of embracing it now. You may be going out and looking to kind of connect with other people. You may be exploring and like doing things that you may not once have even thought about. It's like this element of self-love. So when she thinks of her masculine, I feel like she's just really pulled herself back to focus on love. She still loves him unconditionally. She still knows that the contract hasn't been served, but she's in her single energy. She's in her Nine of Pentacles energy. She's looking for her Ten of Pentacles. I feel like a lot of you may just be kind of impatient. You're like, I don't want to wait anymore. I want to spend the rest of my life with somebody, so I might as well start looking to get this ball rolling in however way that you do that. Some of you may be looking outside of this connection, or some of you are just working on healing whatever is in the connection that needs to be healed to ultimately get out of the Nine of Pentacles and into the Ten of Pentacles, which we've already seen them thinking about. So you guys could be mirroring in that fact of just wanting to have that long-term committed person in your life that, cares about you. With Judgment coming in, I feel like you keep seeing the signs and synchronicity in connection to this. You're probably seeing a lot of information on either twin flames, soulmates, swans, all that stuff that goes along with it. It's like the 1111. I think that you're just receiving a lot. You may even be feeling things at certain times. You could have bodily stuff happening in connection to them. I feel like there's songs coming up on the radio. It's like you're just being bombarded by spirit in connection to this. No matter how much you're focusing on yourself, it's like they still get thrown in your face a lot. And so that could be impacting decisions that you're trying to make at this time. But I think that, you still are going through this death process. You're going through a death and a rebirth, which is good because you can't hold on to the old energies and then have justice. Something had to change. And I feel like the Divine Feminines knew that. They decided, all right, I'm going to take the freaking blindfold off and start making decisions that are actually beneficial instead of hanging on to something that wasn't working. You're working on, doing what you need to do so that when things shift, they will be positive, so you can have a new beginning that's actually giving birth to something different than whatever you had in the past. You're letting go of these burdens and you are embracing this Queen of Wands energy. You're just getting out there and working on yourself, taking all the negative stuff that you've probably experienced through the connection so that you can rise up and maybe even help other people with the connections that they're going through in their life. So here's justice again. You're definitely working on balancing out the contract through whatever things you're doing right now. So, and people always ask, like, am I in the right place? And I don't know. You're never in the wrong place. So just know that. Like, keep seeing yourself as that valuable person and spinning the world. Like, you're always where you're supposed to be. The connections are always going to be different because people are all in different parts of the journey. Some people have been on it for 2 weeks. Some people have been on it for 20 years. Some people have been on it for, like 2 minutes. So just know that wherever you are, you do need more time to figure things out. It's not just something that happens overnight. You're never going to find the answers just like that. It's a healing journey, and it's a healing journey for both of you. So you want to make sure that you're taking the time to figure the things out that need to be done. So I'm going to get a message from masculine to feminine. I still love you. So if you've been wondering or if you've been feeling their love for you, they are saying it in this moment. I still love you, and I'm not the same person that you remember. So I do feel that like a lot of them have thought about it. They've thought about that. We saw the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. They may have thought about things that have transpired here and the love that they have for you, and the fact that you feel like home to them has maybe assisted in the transformation in their own life of who they are, who they are in this moment. And then I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. So whatever has gone down between the two of you, if you had to walk away or if they did walk away, I feel like they're feeling the consequences of those actions and whatever actions led up to it, because I'm sure it wasn't just like, hey, I'm mad at you and I'm never going to talk to you again. I'm sure there was things that led up to it, but they're starting to feel those consequences. So again, with that justice card coming through so many times, they could have actually been experiencing things that they had done to you with other people. If they kind of played you or something, somebody could play them. Or if they hurt your heart a lot, somebody could have hurt their heart. Or if you went through some really traumatic things, they could be going through some traumatic things, but I feel like ultimately whatever has happened, they're starting to feel that effects too. I feel like, Spirit may have stepped in with that judgment and was like, here you go, here's some tower moments for you to understand what your actions may have done somewhere else. And then my mind and heart always comes back to you. So I feel like this person has tried to forget about you. They've tried to not think about you or feel you. But at the end of the day, they're constantly being reminded of you. So just like for the Divine Feminine, with all that messages from Spirit coming in, the synchronicity, I feel like this masculine's probably getting it too. And then from Divine Feminine to masculine, she says, I'm reminded of you constantly. So you got some mirroring going on there. I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. So like I said, I feel like Divine Feminines, you are receiving a lot of signs from synchronicity in connection to your counterpart. And it's like no matter what you do, you're just being reminded of them. And then no other compares to you. So I feel like, for those of you who have tried to date, or you've tried to download an app for dating, or just even talk to other people, it's like it doesn't compare. The intensity that you have doesn't compare to the intensity that you have with your counterpart. And then you inspire me. So again, there's some mirroring here. It's like this masculine has inspired you to become a better person, has probably inspired some pretty positive things. I know there's a lot of pain and things that come with these connections, but I feel like at the end of the day, they've inspired you to better yourself. They've inspired you to change. And there is this intense connection that's between the two of you. And it's like, no matter where you go, what you do, who you connect with, you're not getting that same level of passion or intense desire that you do with your counterpart. And the signs that you're getting are just reminding you of this person all the time. So let's see. Let's get some messages from this deck here, the Lightworkers Oracle. And let's just see what Divine Masculine needs at this time. Trust in the plan. So Divine Masculine, number 13, is Divine Feminine energy. So I feel like they just need to start to trust in the plan. Like I said, the overall energy had that fear that this person's not going to listen to me. This person's not going to want to hear what I have to say. I may have messed up too much. Like we saw, like I'm feeling the consequences of my actions. So I feel like they do have that energy there where they need to just trust in the plan, and that can be difficult for them, especially if they've just awakened to the fact that there is even a plan. Like they may have not known that they were on a journey in the past, and they may be understanding that now. And then karmic clearing is on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like whatever is going on in their lives, like I said, with that justice, they could have some stuff coming to close, like karmic relationships, karmic beliefs, karmic actions and addictions and all of that. I feel like things are changing karmically for them, and that can be a little like, whoa, especially if they're going through tower moments or dark nights of the soul, like any of the stuff that they, you know, may be perceived as this is justice for things that you've kind of done in the past or in past lives. It's intense, and so that can make them feel like, what the fuck? But I think that, you know, Spirit's saying just trust in it. You know, like things may seem kind of like grave right now, things may seem bad right now, but in the end, you know, stuff is going to be okay. So just trust in the process and don't get stuck on the details. Don't get stuck in the physical. Don't get stuck in the ego, and unplug from mass consciousness. So I feel like they are having some sort of awakening here where they're disconnecting from the beliefs of society. They're disconnecting from the beliefs of maybe even their families, like that karmic stuff that's been passed down to them through generation after generation, through past lives, like all of that stuff. I feel like they're starting to disconnect from it, and they're starting to realize that there is a divine plan, and they're just kind of having to trust in it and to get out of these negative headspaces that they could be within that are going to just make things more difficult for them. They need to allow for themselves to just trust and get into their divine masculine power, you know. And again, number 10, wholeness and completion. I do think that when they fully embrace their divine masculine energy, and they stop like wondering or worrying so much what other people think, say, feel, or do, that's when you'll come back into connection here. That's when like the last of this karmic energy will be wiped out, and the divine plan will be able to be bringing them back into union or back into connect with you. So, you know, for some of them, I feel like they've been clearing this stuff up, so you may hear from them sooner rather than later. But for others, they may just be starting to have this understanding that, you know, oh, this is like a twin flame connection, or this is like a soulmate thing, or, you know what, I really shouldn't give a shit what other people think about this, because this is what I think about this, and this is what I feel about this. So ultimately, I think when they empower themselves there, they will be back around for you. So let's see what Divine Feminine has. Oops, something went on the floor. Because 2 things went on the floor. Paradigm shift. So, like I said, I feel like things are shifting right now. I've felt like this for a while, and like there's like these different waves of energy that come over me throughout the day, and it doesn't just feel connected to this journey. It just feels like connected to everything. Like things are really shifting in our lives. Our foundation is shifting. How we look at stuff, how we feel about stuff. Like I've literally hadn't had like that energy in so long. Like it's not like a I need to know type of energy. Like no, there's no, it's like that intensity of like wanting this person to come back is gone. And it's just different. Like there's just different things going on, different desires happening, this calmness happening. It's just different. And it's also, I'm getting a lot of messages too, and I know a lot of divine feminines are, and when you receive these messages, they all hold different energies and frequencies. So I feel like we're getting into that power of healing for ourselves. We're not really so focused externally on, oh, like, where are they, what are they doing, when are they coming back? Like, and when you're in that energy, you're just keeping them from coming back. You're keeping that door closed anyway. So you might as well just focus on yourself. Focus on what you're receiving from spirit. Trust in your own divine plan, and empower yourself to feel the confidence to be who you are individually. You don't need somebody outside of you to connect. You don't need anybody outside of you to be empowered or to be confident. I feel like this door is opening up for us to have a lot more light in our lives, and to have, more abundance and more transformation and healthy connections, to attract people in who are going to you see eye to eye, or want to help assist you on your path of enlightenment, of healing and transformation. So it just feels like for Divine Feminines, opening up that doorway to this new paradigm in your life where you're not so worried or focused externally, you're just doing more inner work, and you're trusting the signs that you're receiving, and like decoding what you're receiving, like tapping into like channeling and stuff like that. That's going to give you power, and that's actually going to give you way more information than you would ever find from the external. So like if you tune into readings a lot, going within is going to give you more answers. If you're constantly like checking up to see where they're at in their life, or what they're doing, or what's going on with this and what's going on with that, that's just taking from your time of like your own self, like focusing on you. Try to disconnect from that. Try to stop checking up on that so much, and work on healing your emotions, anything inside of you that's been unbalanced, anything that could still be holding on to anger. If you're in that anger, I would use fire to transmute it. But if you're in your emotions, like if you're feeling sad or overwhelmed, I would use the water to wash it away. But the fire is good to transmute any anger. So like I said, I feel like there's a split between some of you. I feel like some of you are angry and some of you may be sad. And then others of you, I feel like you're just good. It's like you already took these initiations and you're just balanced between the two, which is funny because this is like that temperance energy. Temperance has the fire and the water. I feel like a lot of you have gotten to that patient mode where you're just balanced and you're already in union within yourself, and that's where you need to be to attract union from the external. So if you're in this physical moment, like what's going on with them, where are they, is this really my thing, is that gonna happen, like stop. Just go within and focus on having that balance of the masculine and feminine within you so that you can attract that externally. Stop worrying about all the details. Know that everything is eternally expanding, and that all of the reassurance that you need is within you. When you look outside of you, you're just going to find triggers and things that make you feel like, ugh, and that's not going to be very healthy or beneficial to you or the connection. The more of think about this, you're a mirror. So the more unbalanced you are, the more place of anxiety you are, the more you're focused on the external, that's how they're going to be. So if you want them to be focused on healing and transforming and all of that, then that's what you should do. Focus on becoming the best version of you, setting the stage so that they can become the best version of them, and then just allowing things to come to you when they're meant to come to you. Know that it's already there too. Like in the long run, it's already there. It's just about grabbing into that vibration that already exists and bringing it to this now moment and embodying it, feeling it, and then allowing it to ripple into the physical existence. It's just like manifesting anything. If you want to manifest any change, you got to start within the mind, within the emotions, and then just allow yourself to be that vibration of it and trust that it's going to come to you. So, I think I am gonna get one shared one, and then I'll do an extended where we will find out a little bit more about like what they're feeling for you, what could be going on karmically, and then like the final outcome. So we have the 6th ray of devotion coming in for the two of you, and I feel like what this is just saying is like the two of you do have this devotion to each other. All right. But part of it is like you need to become efficient on your own. All right. You need to worry about changing yourselves, embracing the light within yourselves, and then realizing that you are each other's selves. Okay. Like this person is within you, you're within them. So the more you focus going within you, you're healing them too. And then whatever it is that you're doing, you're also connecting with them in that moment. But you guys are devoted to each other eternally. Like that's never going to change, even if you don't come together in the physical, because some aren't meant to, which I know a lot of you get upset about. But it's like some just are just here to help heal the collective. Like some of you are stationed very far away from each other. It's not every single person will come back together. So don't hold on to that so tightly, because I feel like it's the ones who hold on to it so tightly that actually keep it from manifesting into the physical. So if you can allow yourself to release and just know that you guys are devoted to each other on a spiritual level and tap into that wisdom that's there, hold on to that center inside of you, you're going to attract that transformation within this family, because you are a family. You guys are each other. You are connected, and you have a spiritual service to bring to this earth. So for those of you who are stationed far away from each other, know that they're anchoring consciousness, energy, and light that's needed somewhere, and you're probably doing it somewhere else. And that's the reasons why you may have to travel away from each other or be far away from each other. And as soon as you embrace this service that you have here, you're going to open yourself up even more to attract it into the material, because it's like you're doing what you're meant to do. If you're just focused on, getting messages or bringing them back just because you want them back, that's not the greatest place to come from. You want to tap into that inner wisdom and heal. Do rituals and ceremonies for you, not just because you want them back. Really just focus on that ascension process, becoming the rainbow warrior, balancing all your chakras, balancing and healing like your past, your present, all of the energies that have been, out of whack in your life, and look at your life and see where it needs to be healed, what needs to be changed, and think about all of that stuff more so than thinking about them. And then get creative in your own transformation, and get creative in the transformation of past lives, and just know that when it's meant to be, it will be. Okay, so I'm going to go do an extended version where we will find out more what they're feeling for each other, a couple things, maybe what they want to say, what's going on karmically, and then we're going to get where is this going and what's the final outcome of this connection. All right, so thank you very much. If you would like to donate, there's a link down below. If you'd like to send a deck, there's an Amazon wish list down there. If you would like a private reading or any of my services, I am on a 2-week wait, but that is going to have to go up because I'm just having a hard time getting everybody's readings back. And I'm actually thinking from now on, I may only take so many requests a day, and then I'm not going to answer any more emails. I'll answer them the next day, because I can't have 20 readings on one day and then 2 the next. So I'm going to try to start spacing it out. I only take 6 a day. And if I don't take 6 on that day, then I will put you on the other one. But I also have to schedule days off. So I'm actually going to have to get serious about this and figure it out. But you can request, just know that it will be around 2 weeks until I figure this whole process out, okay? So thank you very much for all your commenting, liking, and subscribing. I can't believe how quickly the channel is growing. You guys are awesome. I do plan to do another pick-a-pile reading soon, so I will get that out to you. I know you guys like the sexy ones, so I will try to do one of those soon. And other than that, thank you guys very much, and Mune, namaste.